Heal me, Jennifer? You fucking serious? Okay, well. Can't let him res. Wait, it's just a 1v1? You do realize I can do this, right? What's up, bitch? Yeah. Don't know what he's doing. Alright, so if you want to learn how to do things like that with Alter, then this is the video for you. This is going to be my tips and tricks analysis video guide for Alter. Very similar in format to my Newcastle video, but in this case it is going to be for Alter. So I have a few clips to show, and we're going to watch the clip, and then afterwards I'm going to break down the clip, showing and explaining how things went down and why I did this or that, and then dropping a few tips and tricks along the way. So let's get into that. Okay, so let's jump straight into the intro clip and explain and break down what happened there. So the main technique that I want you guys to learn and focus on from this video is something that I call personally the dimensional waltz. Alright, and this is similar to how a Gibby or Newcastle would play around their shield, and usually that's called shield dancing, or at least that's what I call it. And this is my version of shield dancing, but with Alter. You can call it portal dancing, but I just like to call it dimensional waltz because it's fancy. But essentially what this is that you are jumping back and forth between your portal and using a single shot weapon that has no animation delay in between shots, and you're just popping in and out, popping shots back and forth, back and forth. In this example, you can see I'm using the Mastiff, and unlike the PK, the Mastiff does not need to cock back any lever or anything in between shots. So every time I take the portal, I can pop a shot, I come back, I can pop another shot, I can pop another shot, back to back to back, non-stop, as long as I have ammo. And this is insanely powerful because when you know how to time taking Alter's portal so that there's no delay, you can shoot and then immediately take it. When you master the timing of that, then you essentially take none or minimal to no damage at all, assuming that you are timing your portal correctly, that is. And so what you can do is you can go into a whole team, pop a whole massive shot for 90 damage, and take the portal right back, only taking 1 or 2 bullets to the face, which is a great ratio of damage that you want to take in exchange for your entry. So you can watch this clip and you can see that this guy stood no chance when I hit it against him in a 1v1. Now, a mistake I notice a lot when people do attempt this, which is very rare, but in the occasional event that I do see someone attempt this, or a mistake that I've even noticed myself personally when I was learning it, is that you tend to linger too long after taking the portal. Your objective is to go in, do as much damage as you can, but your main priority is to just get out as soon as you can, because you have to remember that entering in as Alter is one of the most risky things you can do, especially when you're entering into more than one person and they're all looking at your portal. You want to get out of there as soon as possible. So you need to enter in, pop 1 or 2 bullets, it doesn't matter, and just get out. It doesn't matter if you hit or miss, you just need to hop straight back through that portal. You need to minimize the amount of damage you're taking before you prioritize the amount of damage you're doing. Alright, and that's one of the biggest tips I can give when you're doing the dimensional waltz with Alter. Alright, so jumping to the second clip, another big tip that I want to give when doing the dimensional waltz is choosing your target. It's more specifically choosing the right target and getting your priorities straight when it comes to this. So you can see in this clip, you're going to see that the first person that I choose as my target when I waltz through the portal will be the target that I keep my eye on, because that's the one that I initially damaged, so I know that he is most likely the one that I can get knocked, opposed to some other guy that might be full health or undamaged, right? And what that basically is just that you just need to keep your priorities straight on who you're targeting per portal. Because the main weapon you want to use when waltzing with Alter is the Mastiff. And as you know that, like I said in the last clip, you don't want to linger whenever you waltz through the portal. So you just need to pop a shot. Most scenarios you only have time to pop one shot and go straight back through. So that means that you only have one shot per waltz, right? Per scenario that you jump through the portal, you only have one shot, and that shot needs to count. And so in this clip, you're gonna see that I prioritize my enemy, and then I make sure that that's the one that I get down before moving on. Okay, so starting out the team fight, you're gonna see my teammate gets knocked. We're outnumbered. I'm waltzing in. Boom. That Ashe is my target. That is who I have my eyes on. Boom. That's 2 shots in. Boom, and that's the knock. My teammate also gets knocked. Take the portal in. Pop a shot if I can. Only hits for 11. That's fine. Quickly take my portal and get back out immediately. It doesn't matter if I missed or hit there for a lot of damage. I need to get out because you just don't want to risk dying right there, especially when you have an easy getaway with your portal. I'm in a 1v1 situation with this Loba now. Normally any other character wouldn't be able to have such easy entry into this room, but your Alter. And you can see I start dimensional waltzing her from an interesting angle. And she, yeah, this Loba, she didn't really know what to do with my portal. She didn't have a shotgun or anything to counter me, so it was a pretty easier said than done 1v1 afterwards. Okay, in this next clip, you're going to see how amazing it is to use her portal to get behind someone for a flank. And when using interesting angles, it's kind of just undetectable at that point. It's so hard to guess where an Alter is going. But you're going to see that I used the Waltz to get heavy damage in, and then win the fight, and then also use the portal to get away from a third party safely without risking any chances of me getting knocked while running. Alright, so starting off, you're going to see I go for a heavy push with people above me on high ground, immediately teleport behind him and get easy shots. Eventually that leads to him getting knocked. You can see that more people just keep coming in afterwards in this fight, just third party after third party, but me with my dimensional waltz, I can safely just get in, get out while simultaneously staying in the fight. Another third party here, but you're gonna notice here that I'm calling out to my teammate like, hey, my portal is almost back off cooldown, wait for it, and then we can use my portal to safely get inside without having to go all the way around the entryway. And that's just like that's like basic Alter Yuta, you know, getting you through walls for safe rotations or whatnot. But in terms of the fight news, you can see that I managed to stay in the fight, just continuously doing damage. Multiple people minimizing my damage that I took during the fight. Okay, so in this clip, you're gonna see that Alter, with the ability to waltz in and out of buildings and through walls, you have the big play potential for mind games. Mirage Mans will know this, but if you can know how an enemy reacts to your ability and usage, then you can play off of that, off of knowing that they know that something's up, right? In this case for Alter, it applies to her portal. Whenever you place a portal down, enemies have to respect that there's a portal there. If not, then they leave the potential for them to get punished, right? They have to respect that you put a portal on this wall. We have to acknowledge that it's there. We have to acknowledge that at any moment, the Alter or the Alter's team or the entire Alter's team could, at any point in time, walk through that portal and get us, right? So we have to acknowledge that, and we have to accept that, and we have to do something about that, right? In most cases, enemies will try to get into a little rat spot and hide by the portal, or try to throw nades on the portal, or if they're like a Watson or a Catalyst or something, they'll throw traps on the portal. But it's the simple fact that enemies have to acknowledge that your portal exists, it's there, we have to do something about it. And you as the Alter knowing this, you can play off of that, right? I know that acknowledging my portal. I know that they're looking at it. They probably made someone stand guard to watch it. Most likely there's more than one looking at it. What can I do to benefit off of this, right? And in this clip, you're going to see what I do to benefit off the mind games of Alter. Alright, so we start off strong with a 2v3 scenario against a team camping in bunker. Now, playing this big wide door like this is very one-dimensional, and we're most likely going to lose in an outnumbered scenario if we play the door like normal. So as an Alter, I'm going to force them to acknowledge a different entry point. I'm going to open up more options for me and my team. I put a portal down, force them to acknowledge that it's there, it exists. And you can see that it works very well as I get heavy entry damage. You can notice that this Mad Maggie that I knock here was actually standing next to my portal, standing guard by my portal. You can see that because of that, I was able to kind of wide swing their teammate who was on the right and kill him or do heavy damage on him because he was holding the left wall guarding the portal, which gave me more space to play, more room to play. So you can see the simple play of putting down a portal so an enemy has to acknowledge it, and you force them to think, are they gonna go through this portal, are they not? Like, you tense up the situation a bit by opening up more doors to your entry, right? Unlimited potential when it comes to plays like this where it's mind games. Because at the end of the day, if the enemy guesses wrong, they lose. If the enemy assumes wrong, they lose. If the enemy does not predict right, then they lose. And it's just a simple fact of you as the Alter knowing this and then just going off of that, right? You have to know that they know to a certain degree, right? You can't assume that they're stupid, right? And it's pretty simple from there. You just go in, entry in, and do your thing while the enemy is over there overthinking in their head. It's pretty simple. Alright, so just to further emphasize in this next clip, I want to go and show another example of the mind games you can do with Alter, right? I think this clip better shows the impact of Alter's mind game potential and how if the enemy does not win the 50-50 guess of if you're going to take the portal or not, then they basically lose the fight, right? And this clip shows that greatly. And you can see how fast in this clip, how fast the enemy has to make their decision. Like it happens immediately. The moment the portal goes down, all the thoughts run through their head. Are they gonna take this portal? Are they not gonna take this portal? Do I move? Do I stay? What do I do? And all the thoughts run through their head. And the moment that their brain finalizes on the wrong decision, then they lost, right? You can see that how this Rampart's fate was sealed the moment I put that portal down and her brain decided I'm gonna do the wrong thing, alright? But here's the thing, even if she did do the right thing and stand her ground and she successfully predicted that I was baiting with the portal, even if I went through that portal, I could have started dimensional waltzing on her and just going up and down through the portal, and so much play potential there, right? I don't just lose the moment she guesses my portal, right? It's just a simply, if she didn't guess my portal, then she lost. But even if she did, then the fight is still an even fight 100%. Like, I didn't lose anything at all. The fight is still even grounds. Like, my chances of winning this are still the same as they were before I put that portal, even if she guessed it right. But it's just the fact that if they guess wrong, then I win, just like that. It's simple. You made the wrong decision, and I won, just like that. Alright, so the next technique of Alter that I kind of want to talk about, it's easier said than done. It's kidnapping, right? Any portal ability has the ability to kidnap. Alter specifically is pretty powerful because it's very different from Wraith's or Ash's portal, in where you can shoot it at your enemy. And so kidnapping with her is pretty effective if the game's audio works in your favor, for one, or if you know that the enemy has nowhere to go and that you know that you can put a portal there, and if their elbow touches the wall or if their foot touches that flooring that they're standing on while they're mid-fight, that's gonna TP them, right? That's gonna kidnap them, and that's pretty powerful. If you are smart with your portal and you know that, hey, in this situation, there's not really any other scenario right now in this fight that I need to have my portal for, I can go ahead and put it for and use it as an attempt to kidnap, right? Because you don't want to just shoot a portal and be like, hey, if that kidnaps, it kidnaps. You want to get yourself into a position where, hey, I don't need a portal for anything else right now. I can go ahead and just shoot this out and where I think is the best spot for a kidnap. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I didn't need the portal anyways. It wasn't a waste, right? But yeah, in this clip you can see that my kidnap gets 2 people and it was an easy wipe. So there it is. That's all I have for now. To summarize things, the main topics you want to remember is the dimensional waltz, and where you rapidly take your portal back and forth to do damage while simultaneously reducing the damage you take. And you want to practice the mind games with Alter and how enemies have to respect your portal, whether they want to or not. You force them to acknowledge your portal, and with that you can play or do amazing mind gaming with Alter. And lastly, kidnapping with Alter is very effective as long as you have an opportunity to spend the portal on kidnapping, and there's nothing to really lose in trying to kidnap someone with Alter. But yeah, with that, just take that into practice. Use the Mastiff with Alter. Pick any upgrades that buff her portal in any way. Right now it is the health bar and the cooldown perks, so make sure you use those perks. The other ones are kind of meh. Use Mastiff, Wingman, or Mozambique with her, and you'll get the most success. That's all I have for now. Hope you guys learned, and I will be working on some more in-depth guides at some other time later on. That should be it. Peace out.